Alright, so we've seen how we can sort of abstract numbers and do things like addition, and this is actually distinct from incrementation. Now, how about developing a numeral system, a number system, right? Okay. So, what we want to do, because this can go out, you can have a tremendously huge number of something, some kind of unit. How do you want to deal with that? There's practical concerns, like if it's, physical goods, right? Like anything, gold, cattle, grain, logs, physical goods of any sort, rabbit pelts, whatever. There's gonna be like a maximum amount of them that you can, as an individual person, carry, and then there's going to be an amount of those that like several people could carry, and there's going to be an amount that is the most reasonable to purchase at any given time. Like, there's reasons to break this up that are just based in reality, right? So, what you're going to want to do is you're going to kind of want to set out sort of a standard size, right? And a lot of the most dominant number systems that have encompassed the globe are either base 10 or base 20, right? And it's pretty easy to see what's happening here. The base 10 is very commonly claimed that that's how many fingers you have. So what's happening with something like this guy? Well, this is telling you that it's one person. Okay. And then if you have a base 20 system, like Mayan numeral system, right? So you've got something like this. This is a 1 right here. This is just decoration. So this is also one person. And then this thing means nothing else. And this also means nothing else. And the reason that this means that is, so this is probably a symbol for a closed fist, so that we're not holding up any fingers. This is definitely a symbol for a closed fist, because if you look at it, look at that. I got a thumb across and I got 3 lines. Classically, this one was referred to as a shell, but whoever decided that that's what it is doesn't understand what a hand looks like, right? Because the Mayan numerals, you're counting fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, a whole hand, 6, 7, 8, right? And you're counting hands and feet, so you get base 20. So one person. This is sort of a standard. Okay. So this symbol is not the same as a tally mark. It's a different thing. So this allows us to come down and say, well, we can take a thing and we can divide it up, right? And get, so let's just make that a 0. Just unambiguously a 0. Okay, so we can divide up a single thing into, just like we can divide up 10 things, we can divide up a single thing, and we can then divide up smaller and smaller and smaller increments. This is how you get a number system, right? So this is not a tally. This is different. This symbol represents a standard unit of units, right? Typically, a standard unit of units is one person worth of units. So this is very different from that, because this is just tallying units. This is not a 1, okay? This 1 right here is a vector, because what we have done is we have already counted something. So there's a unit tied into it. It is not a tally mark. It is a vector that incorporates a unit. So this symbol, if we're being honest and doing this correctly, the symbol for 1 should be different from your tally symbol. Okay? And we can't add these. That's not what's happening. We can't add these. We can add abstract symbols that represent the same quantity, but that's different now, because these are now vectors. Whatever we're choosing for our symbols, okay, that is distinct from simply incrementing with tally marks. These are absolutely different processes. This is not a tally mark. These are different things. So, what we should be doing is recognizing in our mathematical notation, if we're really good about this, if we're doing it right, when are we doing tallies and when are we doing these? But we don't do that. We don't do that at all. We're just like, oh yeah, those are 3, and those are just 3 1s put together. No, it fucking isn't. This is just 5 1s put together, so that's 5. But it isn't. It isn't. No. It's actually different. And it's, playing with it this way, where we take a single thing and recognize we can chop it up into pieces, which a lot of real world things you can do that. A loaf of bread, a bag of millet, whatever. You can divide it out into less than a 1, right? But if we are incrementing units and our unit is a bag of millet, we're not ever going to be marking fractions. We're going to be marking, right, individual ones. And if you get it like a 3/4 full bag of millet, you'd be like, well, what the fuck? No, I don't accept that. Or something like, So, yeah, there is important differences here between incrementation and addition. So, considering incrementation to just be adding 1 every time, that's wrong. That's wrong. And it's inescapably wrong, and it's obviously wrong. There's no way, I don't think, that you can get these to be commensurate with each other. We abstract them generally to be commensurate with each other, but they are distinct. These are distinct things that are occurring here. They don't operate the same way. With numbers, you can take smaller pieces. When we're incrementing, you cannot. It's not possible. And incrementing is what gives us numbers in the first place. Right, so with these things that we're working with in more abstracted levels of math, we're not really working with numbers anymore. We're working with vectors. It's different. It just is.